This is Car Guys New England, your YouTube channel for anything automotive.
You bad, cause it's bit bad. She want me the bag, like chips at the front. Lift up, I'm fly like a pelic in my bed. I like get my boy pelic quick. They get the pop up on the elephant cut. My trunk, yeah, it's in the front. Of course, it's in the back. This a big, this a real big difference. You just want a club. I just need them racks. You just want a party, so I just want to rock.
This is Jay with Car Guys New England, and I have some exciting news. So I finally wrapped up the town car lighting project, and it's pretty much the moment of truth. So we're going to fire everything up. All right, so here we go. Beautiful. And just a couple things to point out. So obviously we got our red lenses. And you can hear that my ALP system just fired up, and actually I installed an LED in there so I can see that as well. Installed LED lights. I went with white lights for the main cluster for the speedometer because I didn't want to lose that being white. But I went red LED on the gas gauge and the temperature gauge. And that just looks amazing. So the other things too, the other clock is in with the Road Wolf logo. Also the heating controls have been modified as well. So as you can see, there's a red lens, white light. It looks kind of yellowish on the phone, but you can see looks amazing. So just a couple of notes about this project. I started installing everything probably around 9 a.m. I finished around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the reason why was because one of the LEDs in the heater control, actually it was the defrost white LED, it wasn't working right. So I had to pull that entire assembly apart again, and it has these terrible little screws that hold the PC board to the face. So that really took a lot of time because I had already done it once because I swapped the face plates because the other one was beat up in the previous videos. The other issue that I ran into was the switch with the conventional LED in it. Apparently I must have put the LED in wrong, and you know, mistakes happen from time to time. But anyways, we got it right now, so that's looking good. The other thing too, what I did, because you can't get the bulb that goes in these anymore, and you cannot get one as an LED. So what I did was I modified the light switch itself. I removed that long bulb, and then what I ended up doing was installing 4 LEDs behind each symbol here on the dash. And on the inside there's a green coating that I had to very carefully scrape away. And that was very delicate to do, but that lets the red light through because that green coating was making everything look real dim. I wanted it very bright looking. Replace some of the light bulbs in the actual dash with these LEDs. So this one with 3 on the top is a T5 type. Actually, they're both T5 type, and I'm going to put a link down below, so if you guys are looking to order these, they work. So here's the nice thing about these red ones. The red ones will go in either way and they'll work, which is fantastic. These other ones, you'll see the little negative above that top LED, the white one. Let me turn it around and get a little positive on this side. So what I did was I used a little bit of nail polish, and I just pre-marked these. That way I knew where they were going to go on the board, because I did my homework before doing this, and I figured out what was positive, what was negative on most of these just by using an ohm meter, just to kind of figure everything out. I couldn't figure out that bottom corner for some weird reason, and same thing with the check engine light and the seatbelt light. So, but I only did, as far as the LED conversion, again, I only did the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge, and then I did the 3 in the speedometer, and those were white, and the other 2 were red. And this brings me to my next point. This is extremely important, otherwise you're going to end up with a car that's not going to run. So when you are swapping instrument panels, you need to take your original board from your car itself and install that into the panel that you plan on putting in. All the memory is actually held on this particular board. So you're going to lose your mileage, so that won't be there. The other thing too, the car actually won't start. So instead of paying somebody to reprogram everything, just make sure you swap the board. Handle it very carefully. This one is the spare one that originally came out of the one that I got. But just want to make you guys aware of that because it makes things a little bit more complicated as far as, you know, swapping out the instrument cluster. But now let's take a look at what everything looked like before at night with the green illumination, and then we'll show you guys what it looks like in red. All right, so here are all the green buttons that are currently in the Lincoln Town Car: the select button, the reset button, the clock, the air conditioning controls. So we're going to change all of that, including the LEDs and my gauges. Even I have a way to set my CB radio and my scanner, so everything's going to be red. So as far as the radio is concerned, now I can control the volume from the actual steering wheel because I got a special device that basically hooks into pin 18 on the Ford side of the harness for the radio, and you're going to want to solder that on, splice and solder. Do not crimp anything on there, and then just make sure you cover it up with shrink wrap. And then that special access device, you just are going to hook power, switched power and ground to it, and you're good to go. The great thing is in the town car is that there's no programming necessary for it. It automatically detects it on the radio, and you are good to go. So it's officially a wrap on this particular project. So as far as total time into this, pretty much every single night when I got home, I was resoldering LEDs, taking apart things, soldering in new LEDs, and researching a lot of things. So I got about 3 weeks of probably, I'd say probably about two to 3 hours a night, you know, into this. And then today it took from about 9 a.m. to about 1 o'clock p.m. to kind of wrap this up and make sure everything was working properly, which there were a few glitches along the way doing this. But if you guys have any questions about how to do this or anything like that, be sure to comment down below, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys. And the other thing, too, that I just wanted to mention, the gentleman that posted that video that inspired me, I'm going to include that link below along with all the products used to complete this particular project. And if you guys have any other questions, like I said, just comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We also have tons of other Panther platform videos in our playlist, so be sure to check those out. And you know, if you're not subscribing, make sure that you subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. This is Jay with Car Guys New England. Until next time, take care.